Hello, my friends. I hope you're having a fantastic day. The way I personally gauge whether I'm having a fantastic day or not is how much of the day, how much of the time in that day I spent doing the things that fulfill me, that are aligned with my purpose and what I love to do. And that, for me, is developing leaders. So I hope you are spending the vast majority of your day doing the things that bring you life and joy and they fill your bucket. Well, today I want to talk to you about what I'm now calling the trifecta of understanding. And let me tell you how this came about. One of my medical companies that we work with called me a couple of weeks ago, and they said, Ace, we're having trouble with this one department that has high turnover, and we can't figure it out. We don't understand what's going on. We've done everything we know how to do, and we keep losing people in this department. Would you come and help? So I had them assemble the entire team together. I didn't allow the owners to come. The owners needed to sit this one out. And I showed up and we had a fantastic conversation. And they shared with me a whole bunch of things that were troubling them and that they thought we could do better for the future and they'd like to see. And as I was processing it all and how I wanted to take that back to the leaders and teach them what they could improve on, I came up with this trifecta of understanding that I want to pass on to you, the same things I passed on to them. So this has to do when we are dealing with a situation we don't understand, especially if there is conflict involved, and how we approach and make the best out of that situation. So if you're taking notes, please write these three things down, the trifecta, the three things to understand conflict. Number one is to lean in to the conflict. You can't avoid it. Lean in. It's painful. It could get messy. It could sting a little bit. But the only way we can get understanding is if we lean in and show up to the conflict. So that's number one. It's no more difficult than stop avoiding it. Let's get the elephant in the room out on the table and have a conversation. So lean in to the conflict. Now, number two is where mastery is going to take place. I want you to write down these words: curiosity and inquiry. What I find happening more often than not, and it was happening in this case, the leaders would show up, but with answers and not questions. And if you spend any time around me, you're going to learn that inquiry, questions, are one of the most powerful tools in a leader's arsenal, but most leaders don't know how to leverage inquiry very well. So show up, lean into the conflict, show up with curiosity and inquiry. You don't know anything. And even if you do, pretend like you don't. You don't know anything. Come in as a learner, come in as a student, ready to ask questions. How did we get here? What does it feel like? What are your ideas? What would you suggest? If you're in my shoes, what do you think you would do? Ask questions. And thirdly, after you lean into the conflict and you show up with curiosity and inquiry, the third part of the trifecta is to listen. Another way to say it, if you want to write in your notes, is shut up. I was sharing this after that situation. I happened to be able to share this at a large medical conference, and I had them write in their notes, shut yo mouth. And they all had a good laugh. I love telling doctors to shut up. But listen. Listen. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That's a good ratio. It's a good ratio to listen twice as much as we talk. Listen to what's being said, listen to what's being inferred, listen to the emotions behind the words, listen to the big picture. Listen. Only then, after you've showed up to the conflict, you've leaned into the conflict, you came with a posture of curiosity and inquiry, you've proven that you want to honor and value the other people that are in the room, only then speak. Share your opinion, your experience, and it could be different. It could be very different than those in the room. That's okay. But prove that you have truly listened. You've heard. You have valued their words, their emotions, their feeling. And when you do this, you're going to gain their trust because you have practiced good understanding. So show up, lean into the conflict, come with curiosity and inquiry, and then listen before you speak. All right. I hope that helps you demonstrate great understanding in any situations. This is going to work in your marriage. It's going to work with your kids, with your parents. It's certainly going to work in your leadership context. I hope it helps you. Have a fantastic day. I'm HR Huntsman with Leaders Edge, helping leaders change their world. See you till next time.